Somebody needs to pay for all my children. Somebody needs to be held accountable, and they need to pay.
Farting is my secret feminist weapon. That works every time now.
Hey everybody, it's Richie, and we're gonna step back in time to July 30th, 2015 to go over this amazing feminist article. I mean, people had a hard time taking feminists seriously. Now they're definitely gonna take them serious now with this amazing article.
I fart in the grocery store to get the men behind me in line to back up a notch now. I fart on the ferry to get men to take their goddamn arm off the back of my seat.
What a slob. What a fucking slob. Let's get started.
It's hard being a woman in this world. You get silenced, pushed aside, ignored, paid less, denied care, called names, and 1,000,001 other bad things, and we have to work twice as hard and get paid 2/3 as much as our male counterparts to survive in the dog eats dog world now. We climb some ladder that inevitably has a white man at the top who, at best, wants to look down your shirt, and at worst doesn't care that you were ever born, and might accidentally step down hard with his fancy, shiny shoes on the rung that your hand just happens to be holding on to for dear life.
What does this have to do with this bitch ripping ass? And just being a general slob? What does this have to do with anything?
We still bear the pressures of finding a spouse and settling down with kids.
Oh, guys don't have that pressure? You know, if a guy isn't married with 3 kids by the time he's 22, fucking ugly feminists are going,
You virgin, you'll never get laid.
No, but women only have that pressure.
While not dating too much, lest we be seen as a slut, shaking our money maker.
I don't want this bitch shaking nothing. This bitch is awful.
Just to get diamonds and top shelf vodka and private jet rides to private islands with fancy dinners when you're expected to eat only salad because if you ordered a filet mignon, someone might be more likely to judge your back fat.
This bitch has back fat. She has rolls of back fat. Anyway, what the hell is she talking about? I'm lost.
Even as a woman in 2015, these social pressures feel every bit as real as they did to me mom's generation, and my grandma's, and the women who came before them.
Bitch, you weren't even alive then. You don't even know what you're talking about.
At the end of the day, we are still living in a man's world.
Yeah, don't forget it, bitch.
As a woman, we have to walk a line of being assertive enough, so we're taken seriously.
Oh, this bitch is talking about ripping ass in public and she wants to be taken seriously. Let that sink in.
We're taken seriously at work and are considered for leadership positions with a chance to advance on our career path now. But we have to balance that with the right dose of modesty that doesn't render us meek and subservient lest we come across as bitchy then. Then we walk down the street, we have to fear for our safety.
Bitch, I fear for my safety if I'm walking down and you're fucking dropping bioweapons out of them fat fucking ass cheeks of yours. I gotta worry. You don't have to worry about nothing.
We worry that a skirt too short or a sidewalk too dark might mean unwanted advances from some lurking men who might do unspeakable things to us.
Yeah, throw a rock at the back of your head. No one's raping this bitch. She just better get the hell off that crap. And I'm not condoning throwing rocks at people's heads. It's a joke, huh? Man, You gotta explain things to some people. They're tender in the noodle, you know what I mean? Their noodle is a little tender, and I hate to use harsh words like that.
We have to guard our bodies, and our drinks at bars, and our calories, so that we don't get to the point when men stop hitting on us altogether. No, I've reached that point, but happily so, since I'm a lesbian, and generally a hater of all things creepy men.
This bitch is pretty sexist, man, I'm just saying. This fat bagel bumper is gonna sit here and judge dudes. This fat, greasy, fucking piece of shit who shits herself in public is gonna judge us.
We have to dodge men spitting and peeing and exposing themselves.
Hey, when you're a man, the world is your toilet. I didn't write the rules, that's just how it works.
We have to watch our backs and our fronts and everything in between.
I don't want to think about your between, lady. I don't want to think about that. That's disgusting.
Even if we're not being hit on, men often sidle a little too close for comfort, and men spreading to give their giant testicles breathing room, or for some other unknown justification. We have to squish our legs together and endure hairy man elbows in our face on public transportation, in movie theaters, and in allegedly cute European style, aka small restaurants.
Yeah, they don't feed you by the bucket in Europe, you fat sack of shit. They don't feed you by the bucket.
I finally got so fed up with the male-dominated world around me and in my ability to exert my 5'2" feminine authority, enough to have an entire gosh darn seat to myself on the subway, that I devised a solution. In fact, I realized I had it in me the entire time, and I would even say it came entirely naturally. I farted. The first time it happened, I admit it wasn't deliberate.
This bitch can't even control her bowels in public.
It was one of those days when I had eaten something like fava beans for lunch, and the gas was just mounting in my intestines for hours, while I pushed it back in at work.
Ugh.
I was sitting on the train on my way home that evening, and my little sphincter and externus was like the engine that just couldn't anymore, and a mighty fart gave way.
Journalism, everybody. Journalism in 2015. This is the goo shit, man. This is what everyone should be reading. This is some revolutionary stuff.
I was mortified naturally. I mean, I'm not the daintiest of gals, not even close. But I try not to do things like burp and fart in public. I quickly learned, though, that my gaseous excretions were muted by the insanely high decibel that is the MTA subway car merrily screeching along 3 stories underground. No one heard my beef. Not 10 seconds after my flatulence escaped me, though, a line of noxious odor that could only be described in subway terms as more gross than unbathed homeless persons, and less gross than actual feces, and crept along the unassuming nostrils of the privileged man sitting in my seat.
This bitch is fucking disgusting, man. Imagine what would happen to her in a Muslim country. Let's just fantasize for a minute. They'd be playing kickball with her stupid severed head. But she, and you know, white countries, she has to fucking sit here and trash dudes. When this bitch has it better than any other fucking piece of shit woman in other fucking shithole third world countries. It's obnoxious, people. It's obnoxious.
Faster than the speed of fart, this man sniffled ever so slightly and shifted over in his seat, removing the part of his thighs and butt that had been crossing the line into my territory. It was a miracle. I became less butt shy.
I'm sorry, I just saw her picture at the bottom there and I got distracted. Her stupid fucking meathead.
I became less butt shy and tried my method out again the next day. It worked like a charm. Otherwise, bravado men in suits shifted uncomfortably and discreetly moved further away from me. I had cracked the code on woman's dominance. It was invisible, but I had been there all along. Ladies, we could stink men into submission. Thank goodness New York City is so loud I fart everywhere now. I fart in the grocery store to get the men behind me in line to back up a notch. I fart on the ferry to get men to take their goddamn arm off the back of my seat, and I fart at the gym to get the sweaty men to move on over and not take the machine right next to mine. I fart on the street to get men to slow their roll and keep a respectful distance behind me and not encroach on my personal space. Human days are the best because the fart hangs around longer now. More bang for my butt. Carb-loaded days also tend to be beneficial, as they give me more ammo to work with. I'm not gonna say I'm proud of my remedy at first. I was afraid to tell anyone for a long time, man Steven. But the more I realized that it worked, the more confident I felt, trumpeting my secret weapon. And now I impart to you, lovely ladies of the world, and a valuable and votable and affordable tool at your disposal. Use it well.
Well, we all learned that Allison Hope is a disgusting fucking pig. Bagel bumping, fat, greasy piece of shit. Let's see, can we get a better picture of this? If not, I'll see you later, but let's see. Oh, shit. That bitch came around me farting. I would head for the hills. What a slob. Is that even a bitch? I don't even know if that's a bitch. That may be a dude. But anyway, everybody, I'll see you later.